It's time for the Bugglebots International Special, which is the UK versus the rest of the world. We're going to have a series of fights where bots from the UK are going to fight bots not from the UK, and whoever wins the most, their team wins. We got some teams here lining up for the first fight, so let's get Sarah in.
First up, representing the UK. Now, Charlie, are you going to behave yourself for this fight?
Well, since our last battle, I've been on a bit of a spiritual trip. I went over to the Himalayas and I met some monks and they taught me how to channel my anger into a better place, into fighting robots. So I'm going to be pure and wonderful.
Can I see your calm face?
Shanti.
Aaron, what's it like putting up with him?
It's terrible.
Right, well, you behave yourself. We've got Tim on standby if you don't. Right, we were representing the Netherlands. What's your strategy for the bad boy drum spinner?
Be everything but calm.
Oh, and Cosmin, what's your strategy for the bad boy UK spinner?
Well, we pretty much have two options. One of them is to try to push them around and get them to hit the arena to expand their energy in their weapon. The other choice is to just hit them directly and see what happens. I'm not quite sure what I'll do.
We'll see how this goes. Good luck to both teams. Can we have it for the Berg representing the UK? And can we hear it for Wee Woo representing the Netherlands? Hey!
When I say we, you say who? We!
Woo!
We!
Woo!
Roboteers, get ready. Three, 2, 1, begin.
I can't wait for this battle. Drum spinner versus the two cluster bots. We want to see some machines fly.
Wee Woo from the Netherlands hoping to push and bully the Berg into submission. The Berg will be hoping to get a big bite with that drum spinner and launch parts everywhere. But at the moment it seems to be eating itself.
Team captain of the Berg says he's been on a trip. I don't doubt that. He's definitely on something here as the two cluster bots begin to team up against the drum spinner. That's the sound you just heard there. That is the pit release tower now active.
The Berg seems to be having drive issues on one side.
Any of these machines can now go up and press the pit release tower.
Wee Woo, the main drive of that robot is it's insanely powerful. Both parts have got the same power as one of these beetles.
Oh, down goes the pit with the Berg right on the edge and slowly gyro dancing its way to safety, taking a knock onto one of the members of Wee Woo. They're knocking into the pits.
Wee Woo have managed to pull this out. That was a very decisive victory for the rest of the world.
Charlie, when it comes down to it, you've let your country down. Your chances of a knighthood are gone. You're never going to be accepted into any senior position. If you ever run for parliament, that's it. You're a national disgrace now, Charlie. Like, what have you got to say about that?
Okay, so, give me that. Some things the monks don't teach you. Like when you've got a robot that could beat Sabretooth, Minotaur, and Concussion at the same time within seconds. They don't teach you how to lose when you've lost drive on one side, okay? They don't do that. They don't. So this whole building is going to explode in a few seconds because I'm getting mad. Okay?
Tim, can you... Tim, can...
Literally!
Can you...
Literally, you!
Can someone... Whoa! So yeah, it's nice to have some referees who double as bouncers in this show. We're going to talk to the hopefully much more level-headed Wee Woo. So that was a pretty consummate victory for you guys.
Well, yeah, we tried for once to drive a little bit more controlled than we did before. You know, do it their way, be a bit calm, even though I said I wouldn't. So, you know, this misdirection is very important. And it's worked, apparently.
So maybe the secret to success is that you need to be less crazy. And maybe next time you might win the main championship.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, everyone who builds a robot is slightly crazy anyway.
That's very true. Well, the point goes to the rest of the world!
When I say we, you say who? We!
Woo!
We! Woo!
Alright, so the Berg was driven dizzy by Wee Woo and ended up down in the pit, so it's 1-0 to the rest of the world. And I'm going to hand you over to Sarah, who's going to show us on whose shoulders the hopes of the teams rests.
Thank you, Bob. First up, representing the UK, is our very own Drizzle. Now, you're up against the USA. How are you feeling about this fight?
Well, he's come all the way from Philadelphia in the USA, and it's a shame that he's going to have to go home in a bin bag, so...
We'll see how that one turns out for him. So over here, we have Captain Doom's teammate, Nate, with his very own beetle, Thunderchild. Hi, Nate. Are you looking forward to this fight?
Hi, Sarah. You bet I am.
You got a Wedge, repping up the Wedge crew. How are you going to defeat Tom?
Break his fist with my face.
Ooh, fight talk. There's a lot of fight talk for this one. I think we better get these boys in the arena. Give it up for Drizzle and Thunderchild.
Roboteers, get ready. Three, 2, 1, begin.
So in comes Thunderchild onto Drizzle. Drizzle, more like Fizzle.
He's face
Up and
planted
over.
again. What are you doing, Tom?
Well, in West Philadelphia, born and raised.
On his face plant is where he spent most of his days. Thunderchild messing around with a totally roadkill Drizzle now.
Thunderchild, enough energy to last for days, but I think the fight's over before it even really got a chance to start.
Right now, Thunderchild is just using his drive ability to just put it wherever he wants it, drive it about. Drizzle just sat there, nothing he can do. Thunderchild having his way with him, driving him into the corner, and then just going to leave him there. Or is he going to put him in the pit? We'll find out.
I think that's it for this fight. Surely a countdown. Come on, boys. Alistair, fancy a cup of tea or something? Coffee?
Yeah, do you want to put an order in for me,
sugar?
mate?
Yeah.
There's no way we're going to have to worry
Oh,
about
look at this.
There we
Finally,
go.
a million years later.
Finally over.
Oh, what are you doing?
Hey, what are you doing, man?
Arena. Instant disqualification. Instant disqualification. Where's Tim? Get him out.
Drizzle becomes the second UK robot to end up in the pit. Like they say, it rains down in Africa, but in the UK it only drizzles. That's but I got told to say that by one of the camera crew. I'm not claiming any credit for that. So Tom, it just wasn't very good, was it?
Well, I mean, Nate was telling me before the fight how scared he was of Drizzle, and he was wetting his pants a bit, so I kind of had to give him the win. It was only fair, so...
Are you just saying that because you got taken out by your own spinner again?
Maybe.
So because of you, now the rest of the world is 2-0 up against the UK. It's national shame, really, isn't it? You can't come back from this.
Well, we'll see what happens. We've got some more fights coming on, so I think the UK can still take it.
Well, you better be cheering them on extra loud because you've made it hard for them now. Right, give it up for Drizzle! So you are a teammate of Captain Doom's, and you just did to Drizzle what Captain Doom did to Drizzle. How does that feel?
Pretty good. I mean, it wasn't as cool as when Captain Doom did it, but it was nice.
You've just won a point for the USA and a point for the rest of the world against the UK. How does that feel?
It feels good. This is actually my first fight in the UK. Actually, the first fight outside of my home state of Pennsylvania, so it was pretty nice to travel the world and fight robots.
Are we going to see Thunderchild as a fully fledged robot in the competition next time?
Hopefully. It would be great to compete.
All right, hopefully we'll see you next time. Everybody give it up for Thunderchild! So that's 2-0 to the rest of the world. You better pick it up, UK, because this is getting embarrassing. All right, so the score stands at 2-0 to the rest of the world, which traditionally is not a scoreline the UK is good at coming back from. And especially when up next we're against the old foe, we're up against the Germans next. So to find out who's fighting for each side is Sarah.
Thanks, Bob. First up, representing the UK is Futamishi. Morgan, are you looking forward to this fight?
Definitely, two axes up against each other. This should be fun.
Definitely should be. Have you got a strategy for this fight?
Batter him.
Nice strategy. I like it. Right, over to Germany with Angst. Have you got a strategy for this axe and hammer off?
Yeah, so my strategy is to turn it a bit into a driving match, since I know he's got a pretty puny drive motor, so Let's see how it goes.
So do you think it's going to be 3-0 for the rest of the world?
Yeah, sure.
Wait, well, everybody give it up for Angst and Futamishi.
Roboteers, get ready. Three, 2, 1, begin.
So can Futamishi claw it back for the UK, not based on the opening moments of this fight. Angst, the hyperactive little axe machine, pushing them around the arena floor.
Versus Futamushi, which appears to have the smallest drive motors in the history of a Beetleweight.
It's almost like the minimum versus the maximum here. The hyperactive Angst and the slow and quite ponderous Futamishi.
If you notice, Futamushi, his axe is basically stood up at the moment like a flagpole in salute, and it's now just doing next to nothing.
Angst activating the pit release button.
Angst's powerful brushless axe, he has to turn that all the way down because any more power,
Futamishi.
and it actually flips the robot
Careful
completely
there,
over.
Lads. Dancing right at the edge. Oh, no! So close.
Careful, guys. That's it,
Angst
moving away.
Now ramming them into the bottom corner, trying to bring that little toothpick of an axe in.
And Futamushi trying to negotiate Angst towards the pit. Oh! Germany nearly making a mistake there and underestimating
Oh,
Futamushi.
they are so close to that edge.
Oh, this is a clenched moment. Both those drivers will be concentrating like mad, trying not to do anything stupid.
Angst with the power and the drive and bringing that axe down once more. Is it effective, that axe? Is it doing anything to Futamishi?
Angst with the power, Futamushi with the cherry blossom paintwork there, looking very pretty.
Kind of looks like brain matter to me.
Does a wee bit, yeah.
Oh, here we are. Brain matter doesn't matter. Futamishi in the pit.
Now, Futamishi, I know you lost, but was it good to actually get some action with your robot around the arena? Because in the main competition, both of your fights were over pretty quickly, weren't they?
It was better to have more than 10 seconds in there. Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
Definitely. Yeah, nearly got him a few times, but he just outdrove me in the end.
Yeah, he got you in the pit. That's 3 in a row down in the pit. That's an unassailable lead for the rest of the world. But I think you gave more of a fight than our 2 previous entrants, so you can hold your head up high at least. Are we going to see a bigger and better Futamishi in the next competition?
Oh yeah, definitely. We're just going to go full stupid and make the axe as powerful as possible.
Wonderful. It's been excellent having you. Give it up for Futamishi! Your axe really is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's actually just 50% power. On full power does a backflip.
I really want to see that, but I'd be terrified. So yeah, very well driven. You got him in the pit. You can't be much happier than that, can you?
Yeah, I'm quite happy. It would be a bit more fun if his hammer worked too, so that would be a bit more of a balanced fight. 2 hammers in an arena is usually always awesome. So.
And it certainly was. So that's now 3-0 to the rest of the world. That's an unassailable lead. So arguably, you've brought about the win. How does that feel?
It feels really good, especially since I'm out of the tournament and had 2 losses. Yeah, it's a good feeling.
Excellent. Right, give it up for Angst. It's 3-0. The UK is staring down the barrel of a whitewash. We've only got one more fight left, and that's just for pride now, but we'll see how that one goes. Well, the UK is 3-0 down in the UK versus the rest of the world, so this is going to be our final fight. We're just playing for pride, so to find out who's fighting to see if it's a whitewash for the rest of the world or not, here's Sarah.
Thanks, Bob. First up, representing the UK is Chris with Zero Gravitas. How are you feeling about going up against Irish Lane?
I'm not feeling too bad about it. At the end of the day, I like my friends in the team for Berg. I've also been on a journey. Unfortunately, mine was to the top of the arena and back down again in my last fight. So I've come away on reflection thinking, let's just have a good fight. We've lost. Let's just have some fun with it.
Good luck, Chris. Over here to Lame from the Republic of Ireland. Your spring flipper. How are you feeling about going up against Zero Gravitas?
I'm actually a bit more nervous now that the rest of the world teams have won, because if I don't win this, I'm gonna humiliate a clean sweep.
Got a strategy for this fight?
I want to end it a bit quickly. I noticed that I've had my wheels have been coming loose a lot of times in a lot of fights, so if I can try to get Zero Gravitas in the pit or in an awkward position where I can't move before they start shedding, I think I will have a decent chance. The biggest problem that I've had so far is that the spring flipper is finally giving up the ghost, unfortunately, after getting hit by the Berg.
You heard that, Team UK. Well, good luck to both teams. Good luck to Lame. Good luck to Zero Gravitas. Let's give a big cheer for them. Good luck, guys.
Roboteers, get ready. Three, 2, 1, begin.
Well, if this is Ireland's only hope, I'm taking it England's going to take the title on this one.
Oh,
Liam!
don't say that.
You're lame. Get that flipper working for a change, lads. Come on. You're representing my country, representing Ireland. Let's go.
To be fair, I have no stake in this at all. I'm a Scotsman. I'm just enjoying the suffering. So, basically, what we have here is a driving game. We've got one spring-powered flipper in Liam in the green and white.
Almost getting a clutch there on the rear of Liam was Zero Gravitas.
With the big, powerful orange grappler. Now, Zero Gravitas, in theory being a control bot, should have good drive power. However, it doesn't appear to be doing that. It seems to be suffering after its earlier kick-in from when it fought on Sore Loser.
Zero Gravitas just trying to get that biting arm into play.
That was very
what a
close.
shocker that would have been had Liam actually won this fight.
I've yet to see Lame's flipper fire, so I don't know whether he's just not bothered or if it's actually having a malfunction again.
I've yet to see actual proof.
Zero Gravitas, however, got in a hold of Lame, very close to the pit. This could go badly for Lame if he doesn't get out of there. And he's lost... he almost looked like he'd lost drive on one side.
Zero Gravitas perhaps a little bit too keen there. They tried to come in for an attack on Liam. And very, very close to that pit. Oh,
Skirting
on
the
earth
edge
did
of
they get
oblivion
away
there.
from that?
This could have been really bad for both teams, skirting the edge of oblivion, but they've moved well away now, open area of the arena. Lame really should get that flipper working, but he appears to have lost drive on one side.
Liam needs to get one half of his weapon, his wheels working.
Zero Gravitas warming up the jaw there to get a nice big chomp on him. Lame doing his best to keep the flipper facing forward, because the flipper plate is just big enough that it stopped Zero Gravitas' jaw from grabbing onto it and enabling him to not deal with the grip.
It's like watching modern day reboot of Pac-Man. Waka 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 waka.
It's like watching two seagulls fight over a bit of bread. Not entirely sure what the other one will do to each other, but they're determined to do it.
Well, now finally Zero Gravitas with another bite down onto that chassis of Liam. But then letting go. Doesn't have the power to hold it and then drag it toward the pit. It has the power to drive itself near the pit. Liam with that one side of the machine immobile. This is allowing Zero Gravitas to slowly, surely, inexorably try and push it toward the pit. They've got one wheel stuck over the corner of the pit. And they've got to be very careful to get away from here.
Lame is slowly wiggling across the arena.
Disappointment this is going to be. Look at this. They're racing the driver, but no.
So close to holding on.
Liam, quite possibly one of the lamest robots in this tournament, has picked up a win.
All right, well, you snatched defeat from the jaws of victory there, really, didn't you? He's only had one wheel working.
I only have one brain cell working, apparently.
I mean, surely, like, if he's not working, just stay away from him. Let him put himself in the pit.
You see, I tried that, and then Tim said he was still moving, so I had to go hit him.
Well, you still went and hit him.
Blame the ref, Tim, for our defeat here.
Oh, that's what we do in the UK, isn't it? Every time we lose, we blame the referee. And 4 UK robots in the pit now. It's a clean sweep for the rest of the world. So now you're just going to have to share the blame with everybody else.
Yeah, but I lasted longer than everyone else.
That is very true, you did. I mean, actually, yeah, if we look on the table, we've got 1 second left on the clock when you went in the pit.
Yeah,
so
it's a bit of a sting, that one.
Because do you think maybe you'd have won it on a judge's decision?
I suspect I probably would have, yes.
Well, you should have held on longer. Give it up for Zero Gravitas! You did a little boogie at the end and stuck him in with your backside. That was pretty stylish, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was pretty terrifying. I've been on one wheel at the end of pretty much every fight of this event, so I've actually gotten fairly good at driving on one wheel. It really came in useful. Around the 30-second mark, I figured, okay, I'm not going to be able to pit him, so I'm just going to go as close to the pit as possible and hope that he makes a mistake, and he luckily did. I mean, I had bad luck earlier in the competition where I lost mobility with 2 seconds remaining on the clock. So just to have this, it was really the look of the Irish, I suppose.
Well, yes, I suppose it was, and it makes it a complete clean sweep for the rest of the world. 4-0 to the rest of the world. 4 UK robots in the pit. Give it up for Lame! Well, I think the lesson we need to learn is that we just need to build better butts in the UK. So if you're in the UK and you're thinking of building a butt after watching this, please do make it a good one, because we don't want this to happen again. This is embarrassing. But no, that's fantastic. Everybody, give it up for Team UK. And give it up for our victorious team, Rest of the World. And so, yes, that concludes the international series. That was a bit good, wasn't it? Thank you very much. And that concludes the international series. So, yeah, thanks.